Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dirk Boe. I'm professor of strategic management at Africa Business School, Université Mohammed VI Polytechnique, and I'm together here with my colleague, Hassan.
Hi everyone, I'm Hasna Shahra from Morocco, from Africa Business School, and we are happy here to present for you the PhD program. And I work with Professor Dirk as a research program officer managing the PhD. So yeah. Today we'll be presenting to you the PhD program to potential candidates like yourself. And can we have the presentation? Okay, perfect. So yeah, we are presenting the PhD program to potential candidates like yourself, and we will explain how the admission process will go, the vision of our PhD program, and overall the program structure, also the benefits and the application process. So now we will start with the vision of the PhD program. Can we move to the next slide, please? So yeah, what do we exactly want to achieve with this PhD program? We want to lead Africa's leading PhD program with PhD candidates like yourself, developing state-of-the-art research and becoming globally competitive PhD graduates. So over to Professor Dick to explain the program learning goals.
Yeah, thank you so much. We have basically 5 different learning goals for our PhD program at Africa Business School. First and foremost, we emphasize practically impactful research that is relevant for managerial practice and also public policy. However, at the same time, we seek to implement research together with our PhD students that is highly rigorous and therefore has high potential to be publishable in leading international journals. It's also important to highlight that we combine qualitative and quantitative research as well as our interdisciplinary nature. We need to combine knowledge from different fields of expertise. And therefore, we have also, when we look at our previous PhD thesis of our existing students, they develop research together with other schools and other faculties of our university. And of course, it's also important to highlight that we seek to foster international collaboration between our PhD students and actually local research teams. And we do this several different mechanisms that we're going to explain to you later on.
Perfect. Thank you. So how is your PhD journey organized here at ABS? Can we move to the next slide, please? So our PhD program is a full-time PhD program that runs for 4 years. It's done English, and it's open for you to an international research community. So the overall structure of the program is 4 years of study and research. The first year is the research foundation year with an intensive coursework. The second year includes elective courses plus research, design phase, and data collection. The third year is for thesis development plus some elective courses, and the fourth year is for your thesis submission and public defense. The coursework actually include quantitative and qualitative research methods plus some research design courses and courses on key fields of research in business. So along with this course, we have also some individual supervision. So each student will be supervised by an internationally experienced supervisory team, combining academic excellence and experience in business practice. So for the lifelong learning, ABS is offering in this PhD program a series of learning, research seminars, events, and resources that are offered to our students. For the final thesis, we ask and we are requiring from each PhD graduates evidence of theoretical, methodological contribution and journal articles, plus evidence of business management's impact in and for Africa. For the admission requirements, we will have a specific slide to explain it more. So, yeah, all over to you, Professor Dick.
Yeah, sure. So to give you an idea of the overall PhD program structure, it's essentially subdivided in four different phases: the research foundations, the proposal development, the main part of the empirical research, and of course, the last phase is focusing on thesis and publications. What we do in the first phase, which is about research foundations, we seek to provide you with the technical but also conceptual foundations of a successful PhD journey. What does that mean? That basically means that we provide you with extensive coursework in quantitative and qualitative research methods. So we have been practicing and running several courses in this regard. Currently, at least five yeah, on that, which we complement with different additional shorter courses and more specific research methods that we have already planned also for this year and next year. In addition to that, we run a range of subject-specific courses crossing different fields of management, from strategic management, finance, economics, marketing, and so on, innovation as well, operations, analytics, business networks, to provide you with solid foundations that will allow you to conduct a successful research thesis. In the second phase, we allow you to attend a range of elective courses, and most importantly, to develop a first conceptual paper that we want you to get it published during your PhD journey. In addition to that, you are of course asked to develop a very solid final research proposal together with, I would say almost already 50% of your thesis. And then in the third phase, you get mostly into your empirical research. However, some people already started earlier, developed additional research papers, research outputs that seek to be publishable. And we continue this until the final defense. And in between each of these different phases, we have different milestones, right? Such as comprehensive qualifying exams and so on, that will allow you to consolidate your knowledge and to prepare you for the next phase. That's basically the idea about it. This is just an overview over the research foundation years for the first year with some coursework, just to give you a preliminary idea about this. This may, of course, change from one year to another one, also depending on the availability of our instructors. Most of them, I would say, we also fly, not all of them, but a certain number of them, we fly them in, from international top universities to make sure that you get a high level, internationally competitive research training before you depart. And before you start with your own research itself, right? So this is the reason why this is subject to change, of course, but it provides a really initial idea of how the first research foundation year actually look like. And then, over to you, Hasna, again, tell us a little bit about elective courses that we offer from the second year onwards in all sorts of different fields of expertise and also research methods, of course.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, along with this intensive coursework, we are also we're offering a variety of elective courses. Of course, they are subject to change depending on demand and faculty availability. That includes experimental research design, cognitive science, digital transformation, and others. And also, the unique thing about our program is that we have invested in an annual subscription to Karma, which is a digital platform that provides online courses, webinars, and workshops on advanced research methods and data analysis. So yeah, we can move on to the next slide.
Okay, yeah. So next topic is about complementary activities, right? So which complementary activities do we run? Do we ask you to take part in order to prepare you for your career? And when I say prepare you for your career, what we actually mean is we want to make you prepared for also the international job market for high caliber employers. And this includes, of course, in the first place, a strong research training, as we already highlighted, right? The previous slides were exactly about that, about the foundational training that you receive. But in addition to that, we allow you to develop your research together with internationally experienced supervisors. We're going to talk about this a little bit more later on. And in addition to that, we want you to get strongly involved into two major complementary activities, right? Number one, it's about teaching and learning, right? Very often, people who graduate with a PhD, they don't have any clue on regarding teaching. They don't know how to teach. This is of course problematic. And what we do is we have developed a teaching and learning training program in which we involve you from the second year onwards. That allows you to be also to become also a successful instructor, right, in the classroom, which is important also because we believe that high quality teaching and learning is informed by high quality research. The other way around, right? Very often research ideas, they come out of the classroom experience, right? And the same pre-exposure is also very important. What happens is that as a corporate university, we allow you to get into close contact with our network with industry partners, and this is of course also a highly relevant testing ground for novel innovative research ideas, right? So as you can see, the three elements: research, industry exposure, and teaching and learning will complement each other and form together a holistic one training experience that we allow you to engage in at Africa.
Perfect. So why is our program different? It's already different because of what presented by Professor Dirk earlier, but also because we have some additional benefits that differentiate us from other programs. Can we move to the next slide, please?
Sure.
Yes. We have our program allows students to access to world-class research and training. Our students will benefit from cutting-edge research training and expertise with our faculty. Also, our programs allows for global competitiveness. The students will gain the skills and knowledge that are necessary to be competitive in global job markets. And I will leave it to Professor Dirk to explain the professional development and networking opportunities.
So regarding networking opportunity, by pure coincidence, we just received today another international partnership agreement that we are starting now with a high-profile European university. This was just signed today. And in addition to that, we have other partnerships accessible to our research students, because one can have 100 different partnerships with no access to research students. So what we are really we have international business schools in the world. For example, Columbia Business business schools, with business schools in Paris, with business schools in Belgium and other countries that allow for research students to get complementary research experience and also complementary supervision opportunities, complementary activities in terms of research training and supervision. So this is very important to highlight. And related to this, as you will see later on when we show you a little bit through our website, you will have the opportunity to get supervised or supervised by, of course, international experienced full-time faculty members that we have already at US, but plus, in addition to that, by high-profile international faculty members who bring work as co-supervisors too. So this is the reason why we believe that we offer you a high-profile, state-of-the-art and internationally competitive world-class program here at ABS. Right? This is really important to highlight. Hasna, over to you.
Yeah. In addition to what you have mentioned, Professor, we offer as well a generous compensation to our students. Also, the potential for unique corporate and public partnership for research, and also the co-tutel and joint supervisions opportunities along with our international partners and universities. And the last thing is the participation in at least 2 international academic conferences, which is very important to highlight.
Exactly, this is to highlight. So our school funds this, funds international conference participation, not any conference, but high-profile conference as well. And of course, to be eligible for that, what you have to do is research manuscripts. That means manuscripts that later on can be submitted, not just conferences, but also journals. So this is a very important right here. We offer you an international conference in Morocco to attend international conference. That's really important. Yeah. Now the next question as well. If you're interested, how do you apply for the ABS PhD program? And this is something Hasna can tell you a little bit more about.
Yeah, this is the most important. I feel like this is the most important question. So to explain briefly the process, we have already mentioned everything on our website and the program brochure that is included on the website as well. The admission requirement for our PhD programs is that the candidates need to have at least a master's degree from an institution recognized by UM6P and by the Moroccan Ministry of Education, or at least can have the equivalence. The second thing is that the candidates must be proficient in spoken and written English. The third and most important thing is that the candidates need to be dedicated to the program on a full-time basis. And the last thing, which is the research proposal, which needs to be aligned with ABS research priorities, which is included as well on our website.
Exactly. This is very important to highlight as well. Please check out our website. We have a dedicated page for our PhD program. At the very bottom of that page, you will see who's available for this next cohort to supervise. We have, of course, many more professors, but we have here only included those who are actually available for supervision, given their other time commitments, their existing research and supervision commitments, etc. So when you check that out, very important, have a look at the profile of those potential supervisors, at their research field, at the research topics that they are interested in, and of course also at their population, such that you can see whether there's a fit. And this is a very important recommendation that I would like to give you on the way. It's so important to establish a very strong fit between your expertise, your interest, your research interest, your passion, right, and of course the passion of the supervisors, right? So it's very important that we have here close alignment, because we believe that high quality and high impact research requires that supervisors and supervisees work very closely together over a long time, by the way, right? And very often this time is not limited to the PhD journey as well, right? Very often researchers, early career PhDs continue working together with their former supervisors on research projects, etc. So we are really thinking here of a long-term relationship, and to make that happen, it's important to make a good choice, to create an excellent alignment between, the interest of yourself and, of course, of the future supervisor. Over to you, Hassan.
Thank you. But before we jump to this, I just checked on the chat and I saw some question that is related to what you just mentioned. Regarding the topics that we included on the website, if you feel that the topic that you want to work on is not included, just please feel free to write a good research proposal about it, even if it's not included on the list, and we will try to review it along with our faculty to see if it fits with our mission, and we can work on this. And yeah, for the admission process, as you can see, first the candidates need to apply using the website and submit all the required documents. Evidence of proficiency in English is needed. You don't have to worry about it, since we will run an UM6P language test during the selection process. The third thing is the online test. We will try to actually ask all the pre-selected candidates to take an online cognitive ability test, focusing on critical thinking, problem solving, and etc. The fourth phase includes a research assignment. So all pre-selected applicants will have to pass this online research assignment. The fifth phase is the interview. So shortlisted candidates will be invited to an online interview with ADS and external faculty members. The second step is the admission decision and dispatching of offer letters, and the seventh is finally the enrollment in our program. So yeah, we can move to the next slide, which includes the timeline. So we have included all the important dates, so just to have an idea about the timeline. And I guess Professor, do you have anything to add?
Oh, that's all.
Perfect. Then we can go to the Q&A, and we can check the. We can start Q&A session. So, can we have the questions? Okay, I have a question from Dris Hafad, who is asking about the PhD as a part-time, especially for OCP engineering. So, over to you.
Yeah. It's a very important question, of course. The program is actually a full-time program, right? So very important to highlight, it's a full-time program. This is also because, especially in the first year, given the coursework that we are running, it is important to be here on campus, right? It is important to be here on campus several times for research seminars, for the coursework itself. We do not really allow that, distance participation or something like that, right? So really important. However, there are always brilliant candidates, right, that are actually capable of doing two full-time jobs at the same time, right? I've seen this, and we currently actually have several OCP employees here in our program because they are really high potential. That's important to highlight. So when they enrolled, they got really very high test scores, right, from which we already noticed, they are fantastic, and they are able, without any problem to manage 2 full-time jobs at the same time. So this is kind of kind of framework that we are allowing. So in principle, it's a full-time program, right? However, for really high potentials, we can make, say, exceptions to the rule, right? That's the problem. So in other words, please apply, and then we have a chat. It's important, and this is also the reason why we have this webinar today to clarify these expectations, right? So it's a really very work-intensive program. It's not something that one can, really consider as a part-time activity. It's a full-time activity, but some people can manage to, to do successfully 2 things at the same time, right? We have currently several of them in the program.
Yeah. Perfect, thank you. We have another question from Fatima Zahra Adib. She's asking if it is feasible for PhD candidates to contact ABS professor via email and seek their assistance in reshaping the research proposal.
Yeah, thank you so much for your question. In theory, yes, right? So I myself have done this. I've been contacted by several prospective candidates who have asked me about their research interests, etc., their research projects, etc. Of course, due to limitations of time, we cannot give really an in-depth feedback at this stage, right? But we can exchange a couple of ideas. So I've had myself several conversations with prospective candidates. I'm totally open to this. I have no problem with that. However, what I would like to suggest is that, different people are different, right? So we cannot oblige all of our members to dedicate a whole lot of time to capture the discussion. Right? So it depends on the future prospective supervisor that you are talking to, right? So please deal with this with some care, right? Again, some people are open to it, some other people are not so open to it, some other people are so busy, right? So it depends on the case-by-case basis. We can, of course, handle that. Yes.
Perfect. Moving to Muad's question.
Yes, in parallel to the work, will the candidate engage in teaching-related activities starting from the second year or later? Yes, it's exactly what I tried to highlight when I was talking about the complementary activities, right? So we do believe that getting our PhD students involved in teaching training, right, plus activities is important, right? And of course, we know that the Moroccan Ministry of Education is also requiring PhD students to do this anyway. However, I would dare to say that our program goes beyond that, right? We are really taking this very seriously by providing you training opportunities to graduate, also being, trained as a good instructor. I think that's really important.
Yeah, we can move then to Hasna Tanuri's question. She's asking about the research assignment and what it is about.
Okay, research assignment. Good question. This depends on the supervisors or the supervisor that you have indicated on your application. Why? That research assignment is, of course, topic or research field specific, right? So there is no general research assignment that we ask our candidates to do. This depends on the supervisor. So this varies. For example, I do different things in strategic management. I mentioned it again. I mentioned already I'm a professor of strategic management. I do things that are different from what my analytics are doing. My colleagues, they are asking to do their candidates different things compared to our colleagues in marketing or finance, right? So this really depends on the field.
Perfect, thank you. We can move then to Amrani Hasna question.
Okay, that was the question about the scheduling of the course. I think, Hasna, you can give some information on this. The answer is no, but Hasna can tell us more about that.
exactly. We are trying actually to have to schedule the courses at least 3 weeks, 3 times per week, and an intensive coursework, but the minimum required time is to be on campus 3 times a week, and it is usually organized in person. We do not organize courses anymore on a hybrid or remote format. So yeah. Okay, so we can move next to the other question about the financial aspects. Sana Bilgarish, she's asking about the tuition fees, the compensation. Can we provide her with more details about it?
That's great. What's the deadline? Yeah, Hasna, you can also say this.
Kenza, the deadline for application is 1st of June, so we still have less than 2 weeks to receive your application.
Yeah. However, we would recommend you, or we would suggest you to apply as early as you can. Right. It's important also because in the last minutes the system may be down, something like that, or the sound quality may not be so good like today. We would really recommend you to apply as soon as you can.
Yeah, just to jump in about Sana's question, for the tuition, we offer for our students waiver for the tuitions and monthly stipend of 10,000 dirhams. And yeah, that's it, I guess. It's a generous compensation compared to other universities. So, there's another question from.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good question as well. Thank you so much. Yes, you really should define what you are interested in, right? That's really important because then we also see that your interest is a really serious one. That's a really passionate. However, suppose you do really well in the admission test, right? Hasna already mentioned we have several tests and the research assignment, etc. And suppose that the supervisor that you chose is already fully busy, right? So has already accepted other competing teachers. We will always try to find some, right? So don't worry that if you do not indicate or apply for two different research fields, that this would eliminate you automatically. No. Right? It's important to make a choice, right? That's really important to highlight. Make a choice. If you do really well in the exams, etc., we will always find a way to get you on board, right? So no worries.
Okay, great. We have another question from Kenza. I think we will take another one and that's it. So she's asking about her French degree. She can apply with
Yeah. Do you want to respond, Hasna?
Yeah, sure. Yes, you can apply, but you need to get the equivalence of your diploma. We encourage you to start the process as early as possible. So, yeah, you can apply. We have another question from Sana. I guess this is the last one that we'll be taking today. So she's asking about professors doing research in psychological aspects in organizations.
Yes, the answer is yes. We have. You will see this on our webpage, right? So we have trained psychologists, several on board. You will see this on our webpage where you can study of our supervisors. We have also people from outside that we can bring on board. And yeah, so yes, this is possible to do, but it depends, of course, on what kind of psychological aspects in organization you're interested in, right? So yeah, because I imagine it's a broad field as well.
Perfect. I guess that's all. We would like to thank you all for joining us today and for your questions. I can see that a lot of people are really excited to apply for our program. We thank you also for your time, and we are looking forward to receiving your application.
Yeah, I also thank you for attending our webinar. And yes, I hope you to see around you very soon, right? So yeah, hopefully see you soon here around on our campus in Rabat.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.